Hello everybody, I'm Steve and welcome to Greenside Up, the home edition again. Yes, I'm in the greenhouse at home to sow some more seeds. The second batch of seeds and we'll get going in March this year. So we'll have a quick look at what we've got here and then what I'm going to do next. So on the propagator here right at the front, I've got some ammy here. These are flowers. These need potting on. And a few peppers and aubergines that are looking very sad. But that's my fault, but I'll hold my hands up to that. Some herbs here, some parsley and some dill. These trays are all empty. This is Zabron shallot, and again these trays, they're all empty, but these are all going to be filled in this next week or so. I've got some beetroot here, so I've just moved this little watering can. That's on there to keep that as warm as the seedlings, the same as those over in that corner. Keeps everything at the same temperature. Some lettuces here and some brassicas in this half empty tray, and some turnip and radish there. They'll go down to the allotment tomorrow. And my crimson crushed tomatoes, but it's this tray I'm going to continue sowing in here. I haven't sown all of this, so that's what I'm going to get on with next. I'm going to put a few more seeds in this tray. So I've got a tray of brassicas. You can see they're already coming up, and I'm just going to make some little furrows in the rest of this tray, just because I want to add a couple of brassicas to the mix. And yeah, I found in my seeds, do you guys find that you end up with seeds in just about every room of the house and in every jacket pocket? I know I do. I seem to end up with them all over the place. And I've been round the last 3 days finding seeds here, there and blinking everywhere. Anyway, we're moving on. This is a dwarf green curled kale. And I'm just going to sow over this. What we've been after, and I'm hoping this will help with it, is there's a gap between summer starting and getting green leaves out of the plot. I mean, we've used chard a lot, but you know, you want a bit of variety. And then cabbages take a while to come along, so I'm trying to sow as many kale as I can. And I know I've got a couple of more varieties, so I'll add them to it. And even as baby plants, we'll pick the leaves off them, let them grow on, and we'll hopefully fill that gap of having more green leaves early summer. I mean, we get plenty anyway from the lettuce, and as I say, chard, and eventually the lettuce come, but we just wanted a bit more of that early season choice. So leave that one for a second. This one is broccoli, and this is a 60-day maturing variety. This is Rab, RAAB. So hopefully that should come fairly quickly. So the two kales are sown, dwarf green curled, and a red Russian there. That was broccoli raab. And I'm also going to sow another cauliflower. I've got a few on the go already. This one is called Igloo. So again, I'll just sow a little row of them, and then I can prick them out when they're ready. So that's it with those, really. That's those sown. I'm going to get on and sow some. I've got a couple more herbs to sow. I've already got dill and parsley sown. I want to add some chervil and some coriander. So I want to get on and sow some chervil and coriander, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sow them in this 12 pack essentially. But I'm going to sow almost multi-sow. I'm going to multi-sow each cell. Right, so I'm going to multi-sow each cell. I'm just going to palm sow them. The chervil is nice with fish or with chicken, any of those light meats, lovely. Right, coriander, I'm going to do exactly the same with, and I'll pick out these plants individually as they come up. Looks like I'll have to get some more coriander seed. They're done. So there's nothing difficult to that at all. I've got a few more herbs to add yet when I find them, probably in another jacket somewhere. So we've got chervil, and coriander. There we go, that's those two done. Okay, I'm just going to sow a couple of flowers in these little trays and I'll get them on the propagator on the windowsill in the kitchen. But this is the first one. It's a Sarah Ravenseed, scabious, tall double mixed. They're not that much difference looking wise than a cornflower really, or a bachelor's button, whatever you want to call it. They're just a little bit bigger and a little bit spikier, but I think the two go well together. So that's why I grow this particular one. And again, I'll just prick these out later on and grow them on. Now this next one is also a scabious. There's no picture with this one, unfortunately. But this is called Ping Pong. I'll see if I can find a picture of the seed head and put it up now. The seed heads are amazing, and they're incredibly good for dried flowers displays. So I'm going to sow all of these again. There we go, a couple of quick flowers sown. So there we go, we'll just cover them over. And you can sow these now, or you can sow them direct to the soil in April. But as always, I want to get going on things. There we go, a couple of flowers sown. Magic. Right, so I'm going to trial some spring onions now. This is in peat-free compost, which is something I don't normally use. Somebody's given me a bag, somebody who sells it locally, to try. And these onions have come free over the last sort of 6 months or so with magazines that I buy, and normally I don't bother, normally just give these seeds away, but I thought I'd try these because I always use the Ishikura spring onions. I've used that for years, very reliable. It's a Japanese bunching onion, but you don't get the swelling at the bottom. Not that that's mega important, and I like the Ishikura a lot, but I thought I'd try these. So the first one is this one. I don't know if you can see that clearly, but that's a spring onion performer. Like I do with all my spring onions, I'm going to multi-sow them. There's only 40 seed in this because it is a trial packet, free on the cover of a magazine, so you don't expect much. So that's that one. And the next one is this one, Pompeii. Again, these are two varieties that I've never heard of or seen before. So I thought, well, I'll give them a go, and if they turn out to be good, then you know, I can buy it next year or later on and grow them alongside the Ishikura. So again, I'm just multi-sowing them. There's a lot more seed in this packet, which is good. So that'll be good for another sowing. So as I say, it's just a trial, just to see how they do. And we'll eat them nonetheless, when and if they come up. I'm sure they will. Anyway, there we go. More spring onions, Pompeii and Performer. Right, so that's it for today. That's the second part of my sowing for this month, and that's done now. There'll certainly be a massive flower part of it. Whether I film that or not, I'm not sure. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me sowing the flowers, because overall normally you can see the figures drop down, which tells me that people don't want to see it. And if people don't want to see it, I'm not going to produce it. There'll definitely be another vegetable one in a couple of weeks' time. So part 3 of the March seed sowing in a few weeks' time. So there we go. That's it for today. Look after yourselves, everyone. Please stay safe, and I'll see you very, very soon. Ta-ra now.